Hello everyone, welcome to a fight that I want to say not really looking forward to, but let me give you a little bit of background into my history with Barioth, because that's who we're hunting today. Now in 3 or 3U, which is the one I played most before World, and that's pretty much the only Monster Hunter game I played before World, which I loved and played hundreds if not thousands of hours in, I fought Barioth, had to have been hundreds of times. Because he was in 3U, I think, or 3 at least. Which, if he was in 3, he was in 3U. And he was the one hunt in 3U where I went, I give up. I cannot fight this thing with a greatsword. That's why your boy had to learn how to use a spear. We ain't using no pussy spear today. No. Now, I knew what I was jumping into. And let me tell you, folks, he didn't get any easier from 3 to World. No. No, this fight is a perfect comparison to life. It is long, painful, pain in the ass. With a greatsword. And probably with every other thing. More so with a greatsword, though. Let me give you a little bit of a description. He's as fast as sound. He doesn't ever actually stop attacking unless you break a wing, which good luck doing that. And he hurts like a bitch. Like, really badly. Imagine a land-based Rathalos that's as fast as Tobikadachi, but as powerful as, like, Nergigante. That's the best way I can describe it in Monster Hunter World terms. For anybody that's never fought Barioth before, which... Oh, child, you are about to have a terrible time. Let's just put it this way. There's a reason why I decided to completely revamp, well, not completely revamp, but revamp my, my build. I went with 2 sheaths because I know what pain in the balls this guy is, and you need speed. If you don't have speed, he will quite literally run circles around you. Actually, he'll probably jump over you and then jump back and tackle you from behind, and it's just the whole thing you don't want to deal with. This fight is pain. This fight is death. This fight is a pain in the balls for slow weapon users. This fight is probably the biggest pain in the balls. Forget Glavenus, which is the next fight. Forget that guy. That guy's a pussy compared to this guy. I may have died or fainted once in the next few hunts. I'm not going to tell you when or where. Maybe possibly multiple times. It depends how good you think I am. How good do you think I am? Do you think I'm better than I think I am? Well, again, it's up to you. Yeah, the next 2 hunts we're going to be doing is Barioth here and Glavenus, which is the next one. It was either Glavenus or some bat wolf monster thing, but I chose Glavenus because I'd never fought it before, because I think it was in 4, which I never played. But anyway, here we go. Here we go, my friends. This is not going to be pretty. You might notice this is like a 50-minute video. This was pain. This was a learning experience. I had completely forgotten the entire moveset of Barioth. And you're going to notice that in the beginning. You're going to go, oh good lord. This is painful to watch. It was painful to experience. That's what it was. But toward the end, I was starting to get better. A little bit. Just a little bit. Not a lot. Just a little bit better. The biggest piece of advice for this fight is do not, for the love of Christ, do not get greedy. That's a thing in Monster Hunter World. This thing, it is your life mantra. Don't get greedy. I got greedy. A lot. And yes, that's basically a Rathalos with saber-tooth head. It's pretty lazy design. I've always thought that. But it is what it is. It's a chimera of sorts. This thing is a lot faster than it ever looks. Yeah. Yeah, it's not something you want to fuck around with. So here we go. Here comes pain. There's a reason I put the temporal mantle on as soon as the fight fucking started, alright? There was a reason for it. I didn't want to deal... I wanted to get that cooldown rolling, man. Anyways, you might notice he runs all the goddamn time. And it's, really annoying as shit to try and do anything with a greatsword. But since I'd forgotten his moveset completely and forgotten what his things are, I was trying to like, okay, I gotta break his wing. I gotta break his wing. If you don't know Breaking his wing makes this a lot easier. It doesn't make it easy, it just makes it a lot easier, okay? For those who don't know what breaking the wing does, breaking the wing makes him slip and slide on the ice. Gives you an extra opportunity to hit the fucker when he does his little tackles. Like right there, he would have slipped and fell, and it would have been a funny thing, but I mean, he didn't do it because I haven't broken the wing yet. I'm just telling you, break the wing, break the tail, break what you can. Everything you break here has a profound effect on this fight. Not always in a good way. Oh wait, that was Glavenus. Well, either way, I never actually broke Glavenus' tail, I don't think. Well, no, I did break his tail. That's right. Of course, I kind of gave up on that. But, yeah. If you can cut the tail off on this thing, it makes his tail swipe, which is a very long range, a lot more manageable, and you can actually dodge some shit. Okay, so try and do that when you can. As you might notice, I was trying to do that, so I wasn't a dummy. Or at least I was attempting to not be a dummy, so... Because I knew what a pain in the ballsack this guy is. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Remember, if you have to pick a thing to break first, pick the front wings. Just pick the front wings. Go for the front little legs. You can break his head, you can break his front wings, you can break his tail. I don't know if you can break his back legs or not. By the way, this guy can also create whirlwind like Kushala Daora, so have fun with that. And yeah, if you fuck up your timing with your tackles, that shit right there is going to happen, so try not to let that happen. You saw how much damage he did in a single hit? You're going to be seeing that Superman dive a lot, because that's basically the only defense I have as a greatsword. You remember when I said, I can't fucking fight this guy with a greatsword? For the longest time, I was like, I can't fucking do it. And I knew what I was getting into, man. I knew that this shit, it's ugly. It's pain. It's not good. It's not good. I got backed into a corner. The last place you want to be against this monstrosity. Try and not get into a corner. It's bad. It is bad if you do. And yeah, I don't care how much ice resistance you have. In my experience, which, to be fair, I think my ice resistance is in the negatives now. But from what I understand, you're not gonna get through that unless you got like what, 40 ice resistance, and then you might not be able to get ice blighted. Maybe, but you're gonna be very defensive this time. You're gonna have to be. If you don't, bad shit's gonna happen. All right, it's not a good time. This fight is not a good time. Also, cutting his tail off is a monumental achievement because he wags that thing around more than a stripper on a pole dance, doing a pole dance. Just by the way. I'm not that I would know anything about that, of course. No. But yeah, he waves that thing around like he just don't care. He heard that song, Put Your Ass in the Air, and except he just kind of keeps waving it. He doesn't act... Of course, I was like, oh, now you fucking do this shit. Now you fucking take the time to wait. And when I'm like a mile away, that's when you do it. And of course, I didn't recognize when he was going to do it, so I was just kind of wasting my opportunities, which is you really cannot do as a greatsword user if you want to have any degree of success in this fight, by the way. But I did. And I think you can break both front wings. Like, if you break one, he does get a bit more... He slips and slides. If you break both, it's actually quite funny how much he slips and slides, and it makes the fight a lot easier. Now, I'm going to tell you, this next place where he runs to, you really don't want to fight him unless you have a temporal mantle. You really don't want to do it. And even if you do, that temporal mantle is going to be used up in like 10 seconds. Why? Because he sits on that damned ice bridge. You know that little narrow patch of ice that you just cannot actually... It's like 10 feet wide and his tail's like 10 feet long. If you're not seeing the problem here, I don't know what to tell you. It's not a good place to fight him at all. So be wary of that. If you're gonna faint, you're probably going to faint in this next area. Or his lair. The lair is pretty narrow as well. Oh, and you really should drink a hot drink and eat another steak before you do this every time you go back to him, because the last thing you want with Barioth is to have your stamina go down. That is a death sentence. You need all the stamina you can have. It's the little preventative measures that add up into the later rounds of this. Because you don't want to have your stamina bar, go down and go, I'm gonna Superman die, I have no stamina. And then you just kind of huff and puff on your knees and then you die, and it's just something you want to avoid. So, you know, take preventative measures. Just do it for your own sake. If you don't want to do it for me, do it for yourself. But yeah, this is pretty much the worst place in all of mankind's history to ever fight this abomination, so have fun. Good luck and have fun, as we say in the MMO world. And yeah, sometimes there's not a whole fucking lot you can do to not get hit with this thing. He just does not stop attacking. You have to know what you're doing and recognize what he's doing, which is just not easy to do. And you're going to be diving a lot, which I didn't realize which way. I thought he was going after me, not my Palico, so I was like, I gotta fucking, you know, just go full defense here because I didn't want to die, like, at all. That was just bad. You know, looking back now that I've learned his moveset a little bit more now, I was like, what the hell was I doing? But to be fair, I didn't know his moveset at the time, so it was kind of one of those, what am I doing? I don't know. I was trying not to die, that's what I was doing. Tail swipe, and he hit that thing. I didn't know that actually stunned him. Yeah, this fight's annoying as shit, as you might have well noticed. Because as a greatsword user, you gotta anticipate which way he is going to go, and then go that way. Which, as you might notice, I'm doing the opposite of that. I'm trying to keep up with him, which is a fool's errand. See, he's just waving his ass in the air. I mean, he doesn't actually stop. And, hitting that tail is... The only good thing about it is that tail has, like, no health whatsoever. I still argue I was not in that. That tail has, like, no health whatsoever. So, you can cut it off fairly quickly if you can actually hit the fucking thing. That's the caveat, if you can hit the fucking thing. I'm not going to tell you you will be able to, I'm just saying if you can. It has very little health. So if I actually did that now, I would have been over there when he landed. He just waves it around, he doesn't give a fuck. He just waves it around. Boy, I was really optimistic with this one, wasn't I? I was going to say, to be fair, if I'd actually did that, I would have actually landed that, I think, but I didn't time that right. The wonders of playing a greatsword on loss. You haven't fought in years and you hated when you did. That should have killed me right there. I think that should have hit me, but it didn't. Oh boy. This isn't going to end well. Oh, maybe it will. I was far enough away and he backed up. If I'd actually held that charge, I would have been better. Well, to be fair, you saw what I was going for there. And by the way, I don't think you're supposed to be sitting in this ice-cold water. I think that's pretty much what's doing this water blight to me right now. I'm not really sure on that, but it seems to be whenever I go in those icy patches of water, bad shit happens with my stamina. You might notice I've done fuck all damage this entire time on the bridge. I'm fighting to survive. Or insert that one meme of, I'm fighting for my fucking life out here, man. That's basically what I'm doing at this point. But... you know, oh, I did 59 damage this entire time, basically. Because that's what I just did with that one swing. And he's like, okay, I'm done fighting here, man. I'm gonna go somewhere else. I'm out. And I'm like, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with the situation. I'm okay with you going someplace else. Yeah. So thanks for that. You see how much my weapon did not go down? That's because I didn't hit him. That's because I didn't hit him. This place is not a hell of a lot better to fight him in, but it's a little bit better than the bridge. A little bit is not a lot better, but it's a little better. I say that because it's a very uneven area, and it's kind of annoying to fight him in. In my defense, I was trying to get out of that range. I thought I'd be slick and do that shit, but apparently that's in front of him as well, not just underneath him. And I thought I'd try to do the same thing again, because I thought he was going to do the big... and then he just runs about 50 feet in that direction, because he doesn't actually stop moving. And there's no way to dodge that unless you Superman dive that shit in this little narrow area. I thought I was going to be slick again by hitting the tail, but... he put his tail in the wall like a cheating bastard. That's what he did. You saw as well as I did, and that's what he did. And I was going to say he's about to roar. Not like I'd probably been able to land the true charge after that anyway, but yeah, this fight is not friendly for us slow weapon users, unless you know the thing's moveset, which I didn't, so... this is very much a fight of don't be greedy, and what do you see me doing? I'm being greedy. At this point, I realize, you know, maybe my temporal mana is about to go out. Maybe I should, like, fight him in that actual room now, right? Nah, I'm gonna go for the true charge. In my defense, I nailed that true charge. One of the few in this battle I did, but I was like, yeah, I'm not fighting in here anymore since I don't have my damn thing anymore, so... Fuck that shit. No, I'm going in here, man. Pretty sure that should have hit me, but I'm not going to argue with it. Always be moving. If you're not moving, well, bad things happen. You might go, Bark, why aren't you using those icicles? Because I'm not a wuss. Why aren't you using traps? Because I'm not a wuss. That's... You gotta do it the way they intended, man. You gotta do it the hard way. You gotta fight this shit mano-y-mano. That's what you gotta do. Of course, not that he'll ever let you do anything, but you gotta try anyway, right? I'm pretty sure that should have done more damage, but I'm damn sure not going to argue about it. But yeah, as you can tell, his wings have a lot of damage. I was trying to be fancy, but I accidentally clipped him. You don't want to use that against Barioth. Otherwise, that happens right there. But yeah, you don't want to clip onto him. If you clip onto him, you will get thrown off. I will guarantee you that. It will happen. Well, this is optimistic. To be fair, if I'd charged that and did the tackle there, I might have been able to tackle through that, but I wouldn't have been able to get a true charge anyway, so it would have been a moot point. Because he just flops all over the place like a child with sugar rush. That's what he does. And I have no foresight whatsoever with this fucker, so... This is painful for me, painful for you, it's painful for everybody to watch. Mostly me. Because now I have a little bit more knowledge of his moveset, and I'm kind of shaking my head of, what was I doing? Bitch, I don't know what I was doing. I didn't know what I was doing then. I was just playing it by ear. Pretty much the worst thing you can do with a Barioth. With a greatsword. Let me put it this way. This is not the ideal weapon to learn Barioth with, as I learned again last night. Are you beginning to understand why back in 3U I went, okay, I cannot fight this thing with a greatsword? You getting it? You getting it? Yeah. I bet you're getting it now. This fight right here, not Devil Ho. This fight was why I learned how to use the lance. I was like, I'm gonna give it a shot in the world because I have a tackle now. I can do things differently now, you know. So I'm gonna be better, right? Right? How many times has the tackle helped me? Like maybe twice this fight so far. It hasn't really helped me that much. I was like, well, shit, if you're gonna stand there, I'm gonna actually get a hit in. But I didn't want to push it with the... See, I thought he was going to go toward me there, like he always does. Not just run into the middle of the room for no real discernible reason. The thing is, you don't really want to be near him when he does that sliding thing either, because he can... That tail can hit you, okay? So it... Well, that was just annoying as shit, wasn't it? That's just annoying as shit now, too, isn't it? You getting what... God, it's annoying trying to hit that tail. At least I got a good solid hit on that wing. It's gonna be a, I actually hit that. I was gonna say that's gonna be a shoulder charge, or a wing bash, or whatever you want to call that. And always drink. I don't give a fuck how little damage he did to you. Drink after you get hit. And you better be using 3 Vitality. If you're not using 3 Vitality, you're asking, please sir, can you kill me? And as if the fight wasn't bad enough, here comes Jackass Anjanoth to the rescue. I mean that kind of sarcastically, but not really. He actually allowed me to get a few hits in on the tail, and for that I was eternally grateful. I was just a little pissed off when he, you know, screwed me out of that hit. Basically. I was like, well, I mean, you know, I got like more damage than I did the entire last locale, so, you know, I ain't mad at that, Anjanoth, so whatever, you do you, boo. Like I said, that thing comes off really easily. So if you can get some decent hits on that, that comes off, and that really inhibits his tail swipe, which means you will not get hit by a lot more things than you would have before. So that is the first major milestone of this fight for me so far. And yet you can certainly tackle through that, just you better have an immunity mantle on, otherwise it's really not worth doing. But yeah. Shoulder tackle. Yep. I was like, well, I ain't fucking around. I'm not dying here. So I'm just going to start healing. You might notice my warm drink wore off, because it wore off. But sometimes it's just not appropriate to drink a warm drink if you don't know when to do it, as you just noticed. And he'll make you pay for it if you try and drink at a bad time. He'll certainly make you pay for it. So if you want to know how to actually fight this fucker with a greatsword, just use hit and run tactics. Don't try for big old strong true charges or strong charges or really anything of the sort. It's not going to end well for you, I can guarantee you that. I was like, well, he's not moving, let me try that, and it has the range of a child's arm. Great. It doesn't actually go anywhere. That was a bad idea, but I got away with it because I tackled through it. I tackled through that as well, though I don't think he would have hit me with it. Here he comes through the ice and the flame. That's not flames, but through the ice and the wind. I was like, well, I think I can maybe hit the head. Boom, right in the face. That felt good. That was a good true charge, and it felt really good. So I'm like, I'm going to try and break that motherfucking wing right now. And he wouldn't let me do it. Because you have, like, no time to do anything. And it's really annoying as a greatsword user. But if I hadn't got greedy and just went with the stage 1 true charge, I might have actually hit that wing and broke it a little earlier, which would have made this fight a lot more tolerable. But while I had the chance, I was going to get my hot drink back in my belly. See, that would have hit me if I hadn't broke that shit. And, this is not a position you want to be in, by the way, if you hadn't gathered as much. Being able to just try and out... I was like, well, if you're just going to stand there, dude. But he didn't, of course, but I didn't either. So it was kind of a loss for everybody all around. My throat's sore from cursing as much as I did yesterday. If that tells you anything about how this fight went, as you see so far. Shoulder tackle. Yep. I'm beginning to notice when the shoulder tackles are, so I'm hoping in the future I won't be quite so terrible at this fight. In my defense, I have not fainted yet. I'm imagining a lot of people their first time fighting this thing fainted. Well, first time, I say in quotes, but first time in World, I'm guessing a lot of people fainted in this fight so far. It's not like I'm exactly far off that either. I didn't know where he was, so I was hitting the deck just to be safe. If you're wondering what in the hell that was about. Well, this was awful optimistic. I thought he was going to not do that, but yeah. I was like, well, I cut the tail off. By God, I am going to take that tail. There is nothing you can do to stop me. I am getting this tail. That's right. Oh, man. I got pretty good at fighting Barioth with a lance. But I'm not doing that again. No. Not again. It's just not as fun a fight with the lance. It's easier, but it's not near as fun as with the greatsword. I say fun in quotation marks, because while at the time it was not fun, looking back on it, I was like, well, it's kind of fun learning the fight again, I guess. A little bit. Thought it's not the right way. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, it's, I mean, the whole thing is predicting where his tackles are going to be and not being in the range of his tail when he does slide around on the ice. Because when he does tackle and run, not tackle, but when he does leap forward or dash forward, well, that tail, when he whips it around as he turns around, that can hit you. So you gotta make sure you're not in that, but you're also near him so you can actually hit him. It's not an easy thing to pull off. Not when you haven't fought this guy in probably over 6 or 7 years. Which, this was my first time fighting Barioth, and, well, since I played 3U. So that was a long time ago that I ever got that far in 3U again. I got to, like, high rank in 3U, like, a year ago, but this guy, I think, was in G rank, so I never got to him again. I was like, I'm gonna try and get a hit in, and he turned around. Well, shit. Not a good time or place to be, but at least I tackled through that. Not that it really helped me much, and it actually fucked me a little bit here. So, tackle, not always the answer. But you gotta try, right? You gotta see what you can get away with, I guess. This might have been a wee bit of a mistake, considering my health is in the crapper, but whatever, right? But the game was dead set that I was not going to have my way here, and you'll see that in about, a few minutes. Actually, probably less than a minute. I think this was the one where they completely said, screw you, you don't get to actually hit this thing, screw you. And that's what this was. Yeah. Notice where I'm at. Now, this isn't like your Mama Xenohiva fight, where they just send you back up. No, they say, oh, you had an advantage on him? Fuck you, you don't get an advantage on him. Go down there and think about what you did. He knows what he did. Victorious knows what she did. She don't get to have fun. No. And fuck your temporal mantle cooldown too. You don't deserve to use it. I'm being a little overdramatic here, but that's the way it felt like. It felt like the game was saying, no, fuck you. You don't get to actually hit the thing. That's what it felt like. It really did. It felt like a grand conspiracy to screw me over. And at this point, can you blame me? Look at this shit. Look what happened. I finally got the advantage. I was on top of the world, and boom, I was underneath the world again. That's why I said this fight is basically a perfect comparison to life. You might think you're ahead. Guess what? You won't be ahead for long. And of course, he moves about 10 feet left when he does that, by the way. So I basically wasted that shit. Alright? I wasted it. This was not a good opportunity to do what I was planning to do, and that was bad. But yeah, while he's stunned, he's not really stunned. He's just annoyed. Did I actually try for the full? No, I didn't. I learned a thing or two. You gotta take what you can get here. With the greatsword. I misjudged which way he was going to whip that thing. Thank God my pallet go, well, not like that mattered, because I missed anyway, but... Nope. Starting to learn your shit a little bit, my man. Starting to. Shoulder tackle? I call that a shoulder tackle. I don't know what that's actually called. It's probably more like a wing tackle or whatever, but still. If in doubt, Superman dive. I'm like, no, I'm not fighting you on that again. You can go screw yourself. I ain't fighting you on that bridge of death again. You come over here. You come over here with my buddies over here. That's right. They'll throw some spears at you or Molotov cocktails or whatever the hell they use. They'll do something, alright? No, you don't get to hit him. What the hell are you doing? Oh, he's going after yeah. Going after Felicita. Nope. Not a great place to fight him over in that little area, Felicity. If you could, like, bring him someplace else, that'd be great. Don't worry, if not, he'll move himself. It's all he does. It's all he does in his life is move. He learned about cardio. You can't get him to do anything else. Leg day? Fuck that, he says. I do arm day and I do cardio day. That's what I do. Seriously, have you seen his legs? They're tiny. Now this, I'm not gonna lie, this felt good. I was going to vow death upon those fuckers if they interrupted my true charge. Oh, I was going to vow death upon them. You didn't even know. So that just made the fight a lot easier. If you notice, I broke the wing. So that is something good. Now you'll notice when he does his little tackle moves, he's a lot more clumsy, because I just broke his arm. I mean, not like he'll actually allow me to move to get out of the way of things, but it would be nice if he did one day, wouldn't it? Haha, I went under it. That was not a good idea to dive there, but I did it anyway, because I was paranoid. So I was trying to break the other wing now. Unfortunately, I mistimed my tackle there, otherwise I would have been able to get a true charge off, but oh well. See, he fell off. He fell over. So I was trying to break the other one. Did I break the left or the right? I don't remember. But you need to break both of them. It makes it even funnier when he does it. That's like the only thing making my day. Just watching him suffer. Does that say more about me, or does it say more about... I don't know, but it made me laugh, okay? After all the pain he put me through, I was laughing when I broke his arm. That's right. You heard me right. I didn't stutter. There he goes. Doing nothing intelligent that I can gather. Yeah, that was intelligent. Good job, fall down, clumsy. Oh, I'm sorry, did you break your arm? Oh, no, that's a damn shame right there. That's a damn shame. But yeah, as you can see, you're supposed to think about where he's going to go and then go there before he can go there, so that way you can capitalize on the broken arm. Which I was not doing yet. But I was learning. I was learning, in my defense. I did like the Glavenus fight a lot more than this one, but, I mean, to be fair, this fight's kind of fun now that I look back on it, but when I was fighting it, it didn't seem fun. It didn't seem fun at all. That was a shoulder tackle waiting to happen, Bach. Why didn't you tackle that? Because I didn't know. Well, I did know, but I didn't recognize. Alright. I still can't remember which wing I broke, but you probably should make a note of which wing you broke so you can actually, you know... I think I broke the right wing looking at it, but you need to make note of which wing you break, and then break the other one. And this could actually be really good, because he's going on Felicity in a very narrow way, a very narrow area, and he's not actually moving, so I can actually land a true charge. That was pretty sweet. That's a shoulder tackle. That's, you know... I got greedy. Remember when I said I got greedy? Yeah, I was greedy. Now, well, thankfully I didn't do much damage, but I'm fighting him on the bridge of death again because I'm not bright sometimes. But to my defense, I was not getting hit nearly as badly as I was before. You might notice that. I'm just diving a lot more than I was before, but I'm not getting hit as much as I was before. I might have gotten clipped by the very tip of the tail, maybe, I don't know, but it didn't look like it, alright? It's actually a good time to hit the head if you can manage when he does that little spit thing. Shoulder. I actually learned a little thing or two. I almost hit the tail. I mean, I didn't, but I almost did. You can break the head. I don't remember what happens if you break the head, but you can. So I was like, well, I don't think I hit anything there, and it's disappointing, but I am getting better, as you might notice. Not really a lot I could do in this little narrow area with that, except use the temporal mantle. That's a shoulder tackle again that I just did not notice. But yeah, even with a broken arm, this fucker does not stop. He will not stop, he cannot stop. But with the temporal mantle I can kind of cheat a little bit. Don't know how I missed the tail there, but probably because he's just whipping around like a crazed raccoon trying to get into a garbage can. That's probably why, if I had to guess. I mistimed that tackle, obviously, but at least now my safety net's gone, so you can start seeing my failure again, I suppose. But this is where I started realizing, oh yeah, I forgot when you break the wing, you can actually take advantage of this shit. Except I forgot I got greedy again, but you gotta, you know, actually think ahead. I was thinking in the moment. I tend to do that with the greatsword. It's not the weapon to do that with, but now I'm starting to think in the future terms a little bit, as you might have noticed. Sometimes a little bit too much for my own good. Not a good place to be. But with the, like I said, with the immunity mantle, you can kind of do that. It's almost worth it, except for the mini stun that he puts on you afterwards. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's been half an hour, and he's still not really near death, as you might have noticed, and there he goes. He's like, I don't want to get any part of that. No, I'm good. So he's going back that way, so I figure, you know what, I'm going to restock. I must have burned through probably 30, 40 potions in this, and I have no regrets. You know, no, you got to do it. You have to do it. If you don't, you're not a very good hunter. Of course, I'm not a very good hunter, but at least I'm not a bad hunter. I'm a mediocre hunter at best. I acknowledge that. I've accepted that in my life. I'm not great at hunting games. I'm almost kind of glad that I didn't have any co-op my first time fighting Barioth in the world. Because I would have been like, well, I mean, that was fun, but did I really deserve the win? At least this time I know I deserve if I do win. I'm not going to tell you I win or not, but if I do win this, I'll know I, you know, deserved it. Maybe I wouldn't be proud of how I won, but, you know, you can't have everything, you know. Because I might just faint 3 times. I'm not going to tell you the ending, unless you skip to the end of the video, then you know one way or the other, but I'm not going to tell you the ending right now. No, that'd be stupid. That'd jip you out of the experience, now wouldn't it? Because this is a pretty stressful, tense fight. It could go either way. I could certainly see myself fainting 3 times in 10 minutes, can't you? The way this has been going, I've been hanging on by a thread this entire time. Yeah, that should have been a Superman dive, but I didn't. Of course, my Palico decides right just then was the good time to do that stun thingy, not before he hit me in the face, but... In my defense, I was trying to Superman dive, but I didn't have enough momentum to actually do that, so there we are. Now imagine if I was actually using, like, traps and shit like that. I mean, I should have died right here, but he was going after Felicity, the hero over there. But, yeah. I probably should have died there, or at least got into critical again. Nope. I was beginning to learn. He's learning. A little bit. Thought he was gonna do the... He faked me out there in my defense. He hadn't done that yet. Another shoulder tackle, and he fell down right when I was drinking. That's a great time to do that, yeah. Can't tell if that hit the wing or what that hit, but at least I timed that shit right. It always feels good when you can properly time a tackle and actually get into a true charge on this bastard. Oh, it's the most fun feeling in the world. I'll take that over any other awesome move against this fucker. If you can hit a true charge on this fucker, you know what I mean when I say it's the best feeling in the world. Oh yeah, it is, definitely. I was like, oh my gosh, is he almost dead? Is he almost dead? He looks like he might be limping, I don't know. By the way, this is a red herring. You shouldn't follow him down here. Why? Fuck you, said Capcom. You gotta go back. Well, shit. Yeah, you gotta go all the way back up. Because he goes that way. He doesn't just go the other way. He makes you go the long way, but he doesn't go the long way. My goodness. Do I ever see myself being able to fight this guy without getting hit? No. Never. I don't see it. Then again, I said the same thing on Anjanath and Tobi Kadachi back in the day and all that shit. And I did eventually. This thing, though, kind of in a little bit of a different league, in my defense, so... Don't know. Now, I think this should land, but I don't think it did. We will see, though. Yeah, I was the wing, but at least I hit the wing. I think he just roared there, but I timed that incidentally correctly as shit. And it actually worked out pretty fucking well. Boom! That felt good. Yep. Nothing feels better than smacking this guy with a full charge shot from the greatsword. Nothing. Nothing. Because it's the ultimate, oh, you're so quick, but you still got hit by my attack. Oh no, that sucks, man. At this point, I just wanted him dead. And you'll notice that because I'm willing to trade because I have the Temporal Mantle. I'm like, I don't give a fuck, dude. I just want you dead. I'll just keep hitting you till this thing goes out. Yep. Oh, damn, I forgot how close that was. I was like, oh my god, can I actually land that? That would have been awesome if I did, though, wouldn't it? And there goes the temporal. My safety mantle is gone. My safety net, rather. This area is not fun to fight him in. But I was not going to trap the fucker. I was going to fight him the whole way. You know? There's no sense fighting him if you're gonna wuss out and trap him. No. You gotta fight him while he's enraged. You gotta finish him. And by fucking God, I did. Oh, it was a good day that day. As bad as that fight was, it felt good to kill him. It was cathartic. You don't get that by trapping. You gotta put that guy down. You don't feel as good by just trapping him and doing all that. No, 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 no. You gotta kill him. That's the way of the world, man. That's the way of the world. And yes, I was extraordinarily trying to take my anger. Of course, I was like, oh, now I can get the wake up. Except, you know, he's dead. But other than that, oh, now I can. Yeah, no, yeah, it's not annoying at all. Yeah, I might have taken out some anger on this corpse, and I'm not even mad about it. I'm not even ashamed of it. I'll brag about it. That's right. I was happy he was dead. Oh, man. 40, that's like a 37-minute fight, I want to say, maybe 38. Anyway, we got some cutscenes or something. Who the hell plays Monster Hunter World for the story? I'll never know, but apparently some people do. This is some horse shit right here. I like how you always go to her, but you don't go to me. Do you know what I just did for you? I fought Hell Incarnate, and y'all act like it was nothing. I like how everybody else is bundled up, and I'm just like in Santa cosplay. I love that. And now I'm assuming, going to see the big baddie. We're going to be seeing the big baddie of the expansion, I assume is who this is. And possibly just one of them, I'm not sure. And no, I don't care about speaking over this. There's a thing on the bottom that you can't understand Monster Hunter World speak anyway, so there you go. I still can't figure out if that woman on the right or the middle there has a wig on or if that's just her hair. It looks like a headdress to me, but what do I know? I've always thought that, and I just never actually called it out before. I think it's her hair, though. I'm not sure. But yeah, say hello to one of the big bads. It's an elder dragon. Spoiler. Not really a spoiler, because they'll be saying it in the next 2 minutes. Yeah, that thing. Something out of Skyrim. That's what that is. Kushala, what are you doing here? It's not Kushala, it's blue. That's Kushala recolored. That's what that is. Okay, maybe a little bit different, but not much. You know what? I'm just calling it as I see it. And of course, she knows who it is because trope. Velkhana, yeah. Was Velkhana in a previous Monster Hunter game? I know there was a thing in a previous Monster Hunter game where you could be frozen. I don't remember what monster that was, though. I know there was one where you could be frozen, though, like as a statue. Until someone either helped you out of it, or you got hit, and then you might have died, I don't remember, but... Not looking forward to that fight, because I know I'll get hit by it. I kind of am looking forward to it just so I can see if I can manage it, but still. I like how you never hug my character, even though I'm the one that kills all this shit for you, but you hug everybody else. I'm just saying. Have you noticed that? I've noticed that. Seems like I don't get the... What am I, chopped liver over here? I just killed that thing for you. How many times have I saved the handler's ass in cutscenes? Dozens, it seems like. But I never get a hug. Just saying. Yeah, almost 38 minutes. 38 minutes of pain and misery. But I did it. Now I think I could probably get that down to like 30 minutes. Possibly now that I actually know its moveset a bit better. Still probably not exactly fast, but I think I could do it now. You can now upgrade your armor even further. I was like, oh yeah, I never upgraded that piece of armor I've made. That probably would have helped a little bit. Oh well. I upgraded it after this, so that's okay, right? So we're going back to Astera, having a meeting, as we always do in things like this. It's not a new story development. It happens every time. You should have been able to see it coming. Like Lloyd Christmas in that mall scene, you should have seen it coming. But, maybe you didn't. The hunter raced after it straight toward Astera. Yep. Next time we're going to be fighting Glavinus, or Glavinus, as I prefer, but Glavinus, I guess as some people might pronounce it. I prefer Glavinus just because I like saying Venus, but whatever. Which is essentially, I always thought, I kind of saw it as Uragon reskinned. because it kind of felt like Uragan reskinned, but it didn't feel like Uragan reskinned. But I kind of tell that was the what's the word, the model was. It kind of looked like Uragan a bit. But totally different fight from what you just saw. Totally different and a lot more fun, I might add, the Glavenus fight was. There's been a bit of alarming news from the hinterlands. What, did the trolls get out and they start ringing the gong? Thank you, sir. We recently discovered monsters in the Hoarfrost. It's still a funny name. It's been completely frozen. We finally identified the culprit, an elder dragon by the looks of it. It had been flying across the sea in the direction of where we are now. It's likely already here. Or it could have just, you know, flew past us and on to some other mainland, but I guess we're the center of the universe, so it had to have been here, right? Thanks to our trusty tracker's meticulous observations, we've correctly identified the monster. It's an elder dragon known as Velkana, the Iceborne Wyvern. We've all been mountaineers or explorers that ventured deep into the bleakest, coldest extremes of the world. Records say it could freeze other creatures with a breath or even a flap of its wings. Yeah, that's gonna be fun to fight. And it's all but proof of some drastic change. If I'm not mistaken, we consider the Legiana crossing to be the sign of that change. You own shit. Suggesting the Legiana have let... No, I don't think they had sentient intelligence enough to try and warn us, but... I want the field team to split up and search each region for unusual signs. Sure. I'll trust you take care of threats from any unknown monsters you might find out there. Oh yeah, no, don't get off your ass or anything. What have you done? I want to know what that commander's actually done. He tells people what to do. That's what he does. Well, okay, whatever. Yeah, sure, why not? Anyway, we did get a new decoration here, one that I consider useless, but I guess if you're lazy, it's not. You discovered a new locale in Arctic climate. I had 3rd Fleet put something together. You might have been able to get this before. I just never looked, but... Yeah, you get the Warming Jewel. What the Warming Jewel does is I'm going to show you, because I didn't know what it did. Well, I think it ignores frost damage, or it prevents frost, stamina loss or something like that. Let's see what it says. Where was it? Well, not there, obviously. There it is. Nullifies the effects of cold weather. So if you're really lazy and you just don't want to carry hot drinks, I guess you can use that, but as an armor slot, I don't know why you ever would. But if you do, I guess you can do that. Anyway, that's all I got for today. This video has ran extremely long, almost an hour. It's going to take forever to render, but only about 15 minutes to upload. So I will see you all tomorrow as we fight Glavenus. Until then, everyone, until then, later.